In the previous session Quick Start video, we showed how to load an open API document and invoke the API. In this video, we will show additional settings that are provided by SOAPSonar for authentication and request or response task processing. We'll use the same JSON Open API document for the Pet Store API and the same operation that we used in the Quick Start video for finding the pets by status. Also setting the available variable to the actual value available to get us back where we were at the end of the Quick Start. Now we can explore additional settings for API test cases, which may need to be configured in order to invoke an API. One common setting is the Authentication. The Authentication tab provides settings to configure variants of HTTP protocol authentication, PKI authentication, cookie authentication, NTLM, Kerberos, OAuth, and Amazon AWS v4 for invoking Amazon native APIs. If you require two-way SSL or TLS authentication, you can click the Client Certificate Authentication. This will open a dialog to browse both the key stores on the machine as well as external key stores on the file system such as Java key stores or PFX files that can be used to provide a two-way TLS authentication. OAuth authentication provides the supported OAuth grant types for OAuth authentication. These options shown are protocol-based authentication methods. For message-level authentication, the Tasks tab shows the request processing tasks that provide various message-based authentication. If we are performing SOAP-based testing, there are options for WS security tokens, signing, encrypting, decrypting, and verification capability. For JSON, there is JWT for Java Web Tokens and sign, encrypt, decrypt. Also, there are tasks that provide various ways to convert and transform request or response data. For example, the JSON to XML conversion, or XML to JSON, or the encode values and decode values tasks. You can choose to build custom functions where you can extend capabilities of SOAPSonar using your own custom JavaScript or VB script code. Tasks include environment actions like performing a database query, manipulating a file, adding a delay, and others. Tasks that are associated to the request will all trigger prior to the request getting sent to the API. Similarly, tasks that are associated to the response will trigger as the response document is received. The Optimization tab allows you to configure limits for scenarios such as testing large documents where you may want to limit the actual amount of memory consumed. Here you can set streaming statistics, limit the size of individual element content, or if you're testing binary files, you can do checksums instead of raw binary. The Attachments tab is for when you're testing services that may respond with attachments such as MIME, DIME, or MTOM. The Response Tasks tab allows you to configure tasks to be applied to the API response. For example, if the target service is encrypting or signing information, you may want to decrypt or verify, or you may choose to convert the message from one format to another for easier response analysis. You can apply any of these task functions, including custom JavaScript or VBS script functions, to have these task sequences fire on the response. In summary, the tabs on the request apply to the request before it goes to the API, and the tabs on the response apply to the response when it is returned from the API. The Runtime Variables tab allows for dynamic capture of values for use in other tests. We'll discuss the use of dynamic runtime variables in a subsequent video. This concludes the Authentication and Tasks overview video.